Welcome everyone, and today I'm excited to share with you a brand new training series that I'm going to be running on the channel. As the title suggests, I will be running the Novice program as outlined in the book Starting Strength, Basic Barbell Training, 3rd edition by Mark Rippetoe. Now, I'm going to be filming all my workouts and recording voiceovers discussing my experience with the program, and in addition to that, I'll be uploading weekly update videos, so if you want, you can follow along with my training progress. Now, I'm going to discuss my first 2 weeks of training, as you can see in the table on screen. Okay, so as you will notice in this table, you can see that my barbell back squat is significantly weaker than my press and bench press, which is not how it should be at all. Traditionally, you'd expect the deadlift perhaps to be the strongest lift, followed by the squat, followed by the bench press, and lastly the press. However, with me, you can see the squat is the weakest lift, followed by the press, then the bench press, and then the deadlift being my strongest lift. Now, this will correct itself very, very quickly because as you can see as highlighted in the table, I have been learning how to squat correctly. It's something that I've not done for a long time. I did used to do some barbell back squats many years ago. However, as to how good the technique was, I have no idea because I never filmed myself. I never got coached in the lift, so I don't really know. But I've basically been working on getting my technique right on the squat, and as you can see in the video, I think it's pretty damn good for a week of practicing it. But if you've got any feedback on that, please let me know. But anyway, I'm pretty sure in a month my squat will be above both my bench press and my press. Within about 2 weeks, I expect my squat to be stronger than my press for sure. So we'll probably see that balance out soon. That's a glaring issue that this program has highlighted. Now, it obviously is a lack of leg strength in some respects, but I also think there is a big component to do with my efficiency in performing the squat. It's just something I need to practice, and as my motor program for performing the squat gets better, my performance on that is going to increase rapidly. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that we can see on this table. Also, I had to do a bit of technique work on my deadlift, starting off quite light, but now I feel I've got solid technique, and 100 kilos, which was done on week 2, day 2, for 5 reps. That was pretty good. I was happy with that, executed perfectly. Again, I'll show footage in a bit. But yeah, so that was all good. My press is going well. I feel quite confident with that. Again, I've got some technique work to do on that. But generally, I feel comfortable that I can progress in the weight and my technique's good enough. But again, constantly working on that. With the bench press, progress is going well. A few little imbalances. I tend to shift the bar a bit more towards the right side. I need to focus on putting it more to the left side. That'll be to do with my scapular positioning, because when you're depressing and retracting your scapula in the bench, you got to make sure it's even on both sides. It sounds obvious, but you see a lot of guys imbalanced on their position on the bench, and that's why one side's going to be coming up faster than the other, etc., etc. So yeah, I'll get into the footage now, and I'll let you guys see what I've been doing. Right, so this is the first and last training clip that you'll see filmed at a public gym. I was actually up at university and I was just finishing off there, so I had to film in a public gym because obviously I don't have access to my home gym up at university. But now I'm actually finished with university. I've done my degree, that's all completed, and it went pretty well for anyone who cares. But yeah, so it's me just doing the bench press there. It seems to be going well. Bit of a pause bench that I'm doing. I find that's the best way to bench personally. But yeah, I was happy with it. The bar looks pretty even, although you can't really tell properly with the angle, but it seemed pretty good. So I'm happy with that. Now here is the home gym. My old subscribers will know this is where I film a lot of my workouts. But for those of you who are new to the channel, all my workouts are going to be filmed at the home gym from now on because I'm done with university. So yeah. Just doing the press here, and 42.5 kilos for 5 reps, 3 sets. Form's looking pretty good. By no means perfect. As you can see, when I lock out the bar at the top, I've got a tendency to twist to the left. As you can see there, slight rotation. But you know, everyone has their own imbalances to deal with, and depending on how people are built, people aren't built perfectly symmetrical, okay? So you're always going to have these nagging little issues, and yes, you can do things to try and help improve the issues, but don't become so paranoid that you're looking for every last millimeter to be perfect when you do your lifts. Obviously, if there's a glaring issue, yes, correct it before you start adding weight, but in my experience, I wouldn't wait until things are absolutely perfect to the nearest millimeter before you start adding weight, because you're never going to get anywhere that way, okay? If you're like constantly seeking absolute perfection. You want it to be safe when you're doing the exercise. You want it to be fairly symmetrical, but don't expect absolutely perfect symmetry, especially when you're pushing in limits, okay? So here's the deadlift, and I did a lot of technique work. That was why you can see such a big increase in the amount of weight from 60 to 100 kilos. This 100 kilos, this feels like, okay, now I'm going to start making smaller jumps. This is kind of where I'm at. So yeah, as you can see, the back position, keeping that neutral spine. All right, that's very key, and especially with myself in the past and a lot of people that I've seen at gyms, you tend to round the back just to pull more weight, basically. But in the long term, it's just going to get you injured. I mean, you can do rounded back deadlifts for specific purposes, but generally, especially if you're at my strength level, you should just be doing your deadlifts with a neutral spine. There's no reason to be rounding, as far as I'm aware. So as you can see, chin's tucked, neutral spine, and I'm very happy with how the deadlift feels, how my techniques come on with the deadlift in just a couple of weeks of working on it. And yeah, looking forward to adding more weight and hopefully shooting for that 3-plate deadlift soon. So we'll see in a few months, who knows. But yeah, if you notice anything that I've missed when looking at the footage, anything technique wise, or any suggestions to how I should edit the videos, please feel free to let me know. You know, I'm open to all constructive feedback. So yeah, as you can see with this like squat video, I filmed it, what do you call it? Forget the thing now. Portrait. I filmed it in a portrait thing, not landscape. I'm gonna try and film landscape where I can, but I set up the camera this way to look at my back position. As you can see, I'm trying to keep a neutral spine, because a lot of people think they can squat really deep with good technique, but then the lower back starts rounding when they do that, and they can't maintain lumbar extension. So that's why I've got a camera set up there. But I think what I'm going to try and do is use my old phone to film the back angle and set up my phone that I use for filming from like the back or the front, so you get a better overall view of the squat. But I'm going to work on that, work on improving my filming technique and make higher quality videos for you. Because yeah, it's not great, is it, when you're looking at like footage filmed like this? But I'm going to do my best to film higher quality footage, so bear with me on that. I'm working on it. But now it's onto the bench press, and things are going well. But as you can see, like I said, I'm slightly over to the right hand side. If you look, especially when I rack the bar and you line it up with the cage, I'm shifting more weight onto my right side, maybe because I'm slightly stronger there. I imagine it's to do with my scapular position on the bench as well. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on, and I'm going to be working on improving, because obviously you don't want these issues to persist. I mean, as I say, it's not too bad, but it's still, I'd like to get that into a more even bench. Alright, so here I'm just finishing up week 2, day 3 of training with the neutral grip pull-up. Now, I'm a big fan of pull-ups. A lot of my older subscribers know this, but as I emphasized in a previous video I made, pay attention to what's going on at the bottom position of this pull-up, okay? Because you'll notice I go into a full passive hang. That's where you're relaxing, so you're allowing your scapula to elevate, alright, in the passive hang, as you can see. Then with the elbow still locked, you retract and depress the scapula. That activates all the musculature in your back, and then you start to bend the elbows and pull from that position. Personally, I like using this technique to build up my back. You can just forget about that completely, but in my experience, you start to get a bit of shoulder pain when you've been doing that for a little while and not paying attention to fully retracting and depressing the scapula. So it's just something to bear in mind. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all next time.